Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a beginning of the month for February Tarot Oracle reading. And Leo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Leo, we still all have a little bit of Leo in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Leo in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Keep in mind, this is a collective or general reading, so parts may or may not resonate with you. Just take what works for you and leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it's perfect for you. If it has been a long time since I posted this, what was going on back then in your life, check that out and it may give you further clarity in your situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. Yikes, I'm laughing because we have the Nine of Swords. This card, I'm on my 7th reading now, and this card has shown up for every single reading except for one. And I think it's because on February 2nd, we have Groundhog Day. So this can represent a never-ending nightmare, or it can just represent like crushing boredom. And so that could be the energy, because Groundhog Day is when, it's the same old thing, day after day. And on February 2nd, it is actually officially Groundhog Day. It's really weird how this card, all of a sudden, just every single reading that I've done in this series for the beginning of the month has had this card in it but one. So I'm going to take it, it's Groundhog Day. Although I'll just explain, this also can represent a never-ending nightmare, waking up in the middle of the night and having a nightmare, or just something that you just can't seem to resolve, something that keeps you like thinking over and over again, kind of like trapped in your mind about a problem. And when you worry like that, you may have noticed it never helps the situation. It just makes it worse. This energy can also be like you woke up from a dream and had enlightenment, and that usually happens between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m. And so this could represent you trying to remember your dream. If that's the case, a good way to remember your dreams is just don't move physically, and lay there in the same position you're in when you wake up, because as soon as you move physically, it makes it more challenging to remember. Okay, so we'll see what that's about. Whoop. We have also, okay, so we do have the Hermit here. And the Hermit represents someone that wants to isolate themselves. They've gone through something really bothersome, a dark night of the soul, as it's called. And they want to get further clarity now on how do I proceed from here. So the Hermit climbs up to the top of the mountain and isolates himself so that he's not bothered by anyone, and just prays and meditates until his lantern is full of light. And in the lantern is a star, and that is your North Star. So your North Star represents staying on your destined path, on where you need to be in your life. Like the direction to take. Once that his staff is like bright gold like this, because the light is shining on it, then he knows, okay, it's time to climb down from the mountain and put what I learned into action. And we have, this is the underlying energy for the internal forces. So yeah, he comes down from the mountain now, and it's like not this energy anymore. Now it's the energy of conviction beyond a doubt. Now that I've gone up to the, oh, here comes my co-pilot. Yeah, hi. Did you wake up and realize I was doing a reading without you? She loves the energy of the readings, and she just will sit on my lap and purr the whole time. Okay, you can purr, that raises the vibration. Actually, a cat's purr is very healing, even if you can't hear it, because I've got a noise canceling mic. She's given her right now for all of us here. And so this is conviction beyond a doubt. This is saying that you do, you know what you know now, and you have you're on higher ground now. You feel better about the situation. You feel like there's some resolution. And this also represents someone, you may have to fight for your position, because it appears there's other people here who are also taking actions. And this is talking like you have one foot with your boot on and one with a shoe on. And so that sometimes could represent someone who was in a hurry, like rushed out of their house and didn't even look what they put on their feet. But it also can represent being caught between two worlds. And so we just had the new year, so you might be in this energy of still having one foot in the old energy and one foot in the new. So which one would you rather wear, a shoe or a boot? It's time to decide. Okay, if you've been left out in the cold, you probably would prefer a boot. So this energy is saying that there is some sort of dark night of the soul. You've gone to the mountain. You feel like you know how to fix this. This card, it's really interesting. It's been coming up in a lot in the readings, but in a different context. So it's saying, yeah, you feel like you're left out in the cold, but that's because you do things differently. It's more like, this is more like you don't fit in with the people around you. And it's like maybe you have your own special quality or a way that you do things, and people just don't appreciate it, or you just can't relate to other people. Sometimes I feel like this card might also represent someone that's on the autism spectrum, and they just see the world in a slightly different way. But in any case, like this isolation, this is like being isolated from, you know, the tribe, from the collective. But it could have been that the reason I feel this way is because it could have been because you wanted to go isolate yourself from this energy, and you needed a rest from it. So let's see. Let's see what that, because it came up like this about in the last week. I've had it in a couple readings, and we'll see what other cards come up around it. But it all, like here, you are isolating yourself on purpose, and you know, like this could be you walking into a church with someone else who's in the same position. You know, quite often this can mean you're collaborating with someone and you've been left out in the cold and you don't have anywhere to go. But I feel like it might be a choice that you made, that you want to, or just you want to be around different people that don't know you or something like that. Like you just want to break from the mundane. That's the energy I'm picking up. We'll see though. Yeah, there's a lot of competition around you. A lot of people not seeing your way, seeing things your way, that kind of energy. And so, and this can, this is my Mean Girls card. So this can mean like, you know, bullying someone and making it so that they are left out of the group energy, that kind of energy. But I'm still getting this feeling like you're bored with the same old energy, and you don't feel like you're in competition with these people because you don't think like them. It's that kind of energy. So this is immature competition. It's like when they see someone doing something that is not the way they would do it, they'll maybe make fun of it or whatever. So there could be that energy there. But I'm getting that it's not really, that's not what's bothering you. It's more like not wanting to be, like wanting to be in a different kind of energy. And then after you went to the mountain and isolated yourself, you come back and you're ready to deal with this. So let's see. Let's keep going here. Okay, so this is a disappointment in love coming in. So this can talk about, this is usually romantic love. And it's like you're on, like again, on higher ground here. And I feel like you're just isolating yourself right now because you're disappointed in love. And you just don't feel like being around other people right now. You don't feel like being, talking like chit chat, you know, that's the energy I'm getting. It's different, like the way these line up because of this energy here. Like now this could also mean that this is a never-ending nightmare and it's causing you horrible amounts of thing, but you're standing up for your ground here. So it hasn't taken you, you know, you're able to stand your ground is what it's saying. And I just don't feel like you're in competition with these people. I don't think you care. I feel like this energy says, I've been so disappointed in my love life here. And maybe it was like, you know, maybe you were in a situation where you were dating someone and it was like in a group of people kind of energy. And it was kind of like, like you were in a position where you were watching the person that you were in the relationship with, how they behaved with these people, and kind of were disappointed in the way they were, and told them, maybe, you know what, I really don't like this energy. And I don't want to hang out with these people. And then she's like, well, they're my friends. Well, okay, she or he. And you're like, well, okay, bye. I can't put up with this kind of energy. I really feel like it's in that direction for some reason. That's what I'm getting intuitively. And also because of the Groundhog's Day. After Groundhog's Day, it could be a totally different reading. But I feel like it's just like really like, oh, these people, it's almost like you find them immature and they talk about shit that you're not interested in. And it's almost like you're sitting there and you love the person that's, you wanted to be in a relationship with them. But the more you see them with these people, the less that you want to be with them, if that makes any sense to you. And when it comes to the pentacle energy, because there's only 5 pentacles here, it says you do have a strong foundation on your money-making ability. Like this is like a strong foundation, but it's safe money. So this is like you haven't been taking the risks that you could be taking. You shouldn't just take risks with money, of course, but I'm talking about opportunities coming up and not taking them. So it's really playing it safe. And then this is talking about your heart's desires and going for the gusto, like for your crown and glory. And I feel like it's really different, this energy. I feel like there's something you really want to do. And you don't want to waste your time on niceties, that kind of energy. And so it's kind of made this relationship that you thought you would really want burdensome. And it's kind of like, you feel like you're selling yourself short. Because it's almost like you notice this person also has his back to the city. And it's kind of like, I don't want to be around, like I don't even want to, like I want something different. That's the energy I'm feeling. Like I'm so flippin' bored with this energy. I can't go to another gathering and talk chit-chat with these people. And it's made you really look at your partner in a way where you realize like it's kind of like a dead end. Like you care about them, but this is not who you want to like be with. Like if you have to hang out with these people to be with them, and it's not just that, but it's also that I feel like sometimes people are different when they're with one group than they are when they're alone or with one person kind of energy. And it bothers you, and it's like it's turned you off. That's the energy. You're turned off. Yeah, and maybe that's not the only thing that's bothering you, but it's like, okay, like I don't really get along with these people that are my friends' friends. It's not that you don't get along with them. They might even like you, and you might, like it might be all pleasant, but you're just bored. That's the energy I'm getting. Like you want stimulation. Yeah, there's the King of Wands. Like the King of Wands is one of 4 kings and he represents the element of fire and passion. And so like your energy is maybe like, I really want to go after what I want to go after. Like this is a visionary person, and it's talking about, ready to get up and go on an adventure and have the freedom to do that. And also the King of Wands is very charismatic and someone that it doesn't take, like he can attract the opposite sex very easily and be in a position to go, date whoever he wants. He's that kind of, he's the kind of the life of the party kind of guy, really interesting. And I feel like, and remember, this is an archetype, so this could be a female in her masculine energy as well. Like, so just take it in context. But I just feel like this is the energy you want to be in. Single again is what I'm getting. Like you just kind of, this whole domestic thing isn't working for me right now. And and it's kind of like when you know what you know, and I'm like, it's not going to change. And you don't, like you're wasting someone's time if you stay in a relationship like that. And so I feel like that's the energy that you're in. I really do. So that would be like, for Leo, that would be torture. Because Leo wants to lead, and we've got this full moon coming up, like, or on the 1st of February, the day before Groundhog Day. And Leo energy is, I'm a leader. Like, I wanna shine my light. I wanna be able to speak my truth. I want to be around people that I can debate with and that are inspired by vision. I don't want to talk about what was on TV last night kind of energy. That's what I'm picking up. And the Leo, this full moon that's coming up on the 1st is in Leo. And I did a whole set of readings about that. But it's affecting, it's going to affect the Leo energy more than others, because the energy of the Leo is like, the stage of life is teenage boy energy, kind of like having passion and adventure, but being kind of silly and impulsive. And the energy of this full moon is across from it, we've got Aquarius opposing the energy. And the sun's in Aquarius, so it's sort of shining light on any illusions in your life around this. And it's kind of like the energy, I want to do what I want to do. I want to express my individuality. I want to be like, I want to be an individual. I want to be able to go after, like, have like different thoughts. I want to debate them. I want to go and start a new project. I want to go on an adventure. And this energy is saying, oh, I just want to stay home. And the Aquarius energy is saying, no, you have to look after the group dynamic. And some people are more that way. Some people don't like going out unless they're with a group of people. And I feel like maybe that's the person that you're dating or whatever, that you're in a relationship with. They're that kind of person where they like to be out with a bunch of people all the time. That would be Leo energy, actually. And so, but you may be like, I don't want to do it with these people. I want to do it with people that have an interest in this project that I want to start. Like, I would rather be sitting and talking to someone about engineering or whatever it is that you're doing. It's that kind of energy. Really interesting, like kind of like Leo. And the moon is just, because the moon is in 3 days from when I'm doing this reading. And that full, like, we're starting to feel it. And it's that energy, like, should I sacrifice everything to be part of the group, or should I be like I want to be an individual. Like, I want to, strike out and be everything I can be, that kind of energy. And we've got, yeah. So the external force is coming in. It's like, you want an energetic upgrade. You want action. You're a Leo. You want, maybe you're hanging out with someone that's more of the air signs or water signs or something like that. Earth, like any of them, actually. Like, sometimes this, the fire energy can be a lot. Like, it's like, there are people that have a lot of action in them. And other people just are, like, if the person you're with is more like, I want to sit around and just go out for dinner and then talk about what was on TV and what's the latest styles, and and you're like, I want to talk about, world politics, like that kind of energy, and it never goes over well. So this is magician energy. It's saying, yes, it's time for an energetic upgrade. You have everything you need here. You have the tools you need, but you want to bring what you came here on this planet to do down to earth. And it's kind of pointing to this, like, you don't want to be in this board. Like, this isn't what you're supposed to bring down to earth. Like, this boredom, the crush, like, and it's just, yeah, and after Groundhog's Day, maybe you'll feel differently, or after a few days after this full moon. But I don't think so. I think this is deeper than that, but we'll look at it. So here you are. This is how you identify with yourself right now. And you're saying, like, I know what I know right now, and this is not for me. And then this is the energy of your abundance and self-worth. So you're feeling like you're wasting this is wasting your time energy. I feel like it's kind of like, you feel like, you're only doing half of what you're only being half of who you are, half the time. It's like, it's everything's half-assed is the energy I'm getting. And then we have your communication in your early life. Like you might have, the person you're with could be in a situation where they had a lot of siblings and they're used to all the noise and being around a big group, and you might have been an only child. And so it's like, that's a strange dynamic. Or it could be vice versa. And but there's some sort of dynamic there that's like fundamental to who you are, and you're starting to realize that this is not the energy you want to be in. And then we have the home and family life. So yeah, I feel like you're sensitive, like the Leo energy. It's like it's kind of being in this energy where you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but at the same time you have to say something. You're a Leo and you're about to have to say something. And so this is your creativity. I feel like you're short, like you're selling yourself short. You don't feel like you're doing what you really want to do right now, and it's starting to get on your nerves in a big way. And then we have, the daily routine that you want to change. You want an adventure. You want to move forward in a different way. So this is the energy. So let's see what happens here. We have the external forces, and it's an energetic upgrade for you. So you'll be happier if you leave this kind of energy is what I'm getting. I'm getting you don't want to disappoint your partner or whatever, or you don't want to... that's basically what it is. I don't think you're like being mean or anything. It's just sometimes we have to be honest about how we feel, kind of energy. And so this is like you want to have the lifestyle that you want. You want to have like everything that you're working for. You want to have like, the money coming in, the partner that you really enjoy in an area or a city or a country. I'm getting even a country, like it's like just you want to change. Totally different from what you're experiencing right now. And maybe your dream of your perfect lifestyle is not like the all-American dream. And maybe your partner, her or his idea of the perfect lifestyle is what you're living right now, like just regular people. And you're like, no, I can't do that for the rest of my life. Oh, you're back, are you? Okay. So here we have, I feel like you've made your decision. You've crossed through the portal. You've got your right hand, which is saying, I'm ready to move. And it's talking about you're ready to cross. And it looks like this is sand, but it's actually water. And it's just the way the sun is shining on it. So it looks really golden, but there's ships sailing by. And you're like, I feel like hopping on one of them ships. And going for a ride somewhere far from here. Yeah. You might have someone else on your mind too that you met somewhere else and you want to reconcile with them. Could be that kind of energy. This is talking about reuniting possibly with someone that maybe you had a relationship earlier and then you realize I really miss them. Maybe all the things that you really disliked about them, now you realize, I really like that now. It's that kind of energy. So this is about forgiveness as well. So this card is talking like about reconciling the past. And so the first stage of reconciliation for the past is forgiveness. And if you can forgive someone, then... you can pave the way for reconciliation. Having said that, you could be in a situation where you want, hey, what are you doing on my table? Get off, get off. Go on, get off, get off. Thank you. Sorry about that. She's looking for an adventure herself. So yeah, this is like the first step to reconciliation is forgiveness. And so perhaps there was something like you were in a relationship and then you started dating someone new and now you're missing what you used to have that you didn't like. Maybe this is a pattern of yours, And so in that case, it might be that you get into relationships too quickly and, like commit way too quickly. This is about love. Yeah, definitely it's about love. So there's a Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups has her, she's the most maternal of all the queens, and she's most likely to be in a traditional relationship or want a traditional relationship. And so we could be talking about past energy here, and this is what was happening in the past, and maybe you're just making that decision now, like kind of energy, and or trying to. And so I feel like that's what this is kind of saying. This person wants traditional. This is the most maternal. She wants a family, whatever, or he, you know, because remember, these could be this could be a male in his feminine energy as well as a female in her feminine. But like that's what they want right now, and you realize that's not what you want right now. And so it's about you know, having to deal with that, like moving through that, which is cool. Okay, and the Hierophant comes in. So yes, again, it's like traditional structure, and that's what I'm getting. It's like you're realizing, man, you know, I thought I could get to the point where I could settle down, but you don't want to settle. That's what's coming up. You're realizing you don't really want to do the traditional thing. You don't want the traditional structure. You don't want the family, the 2.5 kids, the, you know, that energy. It's not what you want right now. You want adventure. You want to hop on a ship and go see where it takes you. That kind of energy. And so that is also coming up a lot for a lot of people. And so this is a blessing in disguise, because if you haven't really committed in this relationship yet, the best thing you could do is get it over with, right? And that would be, like, it might be painful for the other person, but at least if you're telling the truth, it's better than stringing someone along and then telling them a year from now kind of energy, you know? So, this is the hard part. This is what I get is your problem, is that the person you're with is actually a really beautiful person. It's someone that you, when you met them, you thought, oh, you know, they tick all the boxes and everything. But the more, maybe you hadn't opened yourself up to the possibility of having that, like, you know, as a child having that dream. And then what happened is you met someone, oh, I could see myself doing this with this person. And so really working on it and realizing, you know what, it's not even them. There's nothing wrong with this person except that I find her and her friends boring, like this lifestyle, not you know. And so that's the hard part. Like, it's when someone is really a really good person and there's nothing wrong with them, but you just can't see yourself staying in the relationship. That's a toughie, I feel like. And especially if it's a really, and you don't want to, like, you're trying to figure out how to do this. I really feel like rip the Band-Aid off and get it over with kind of energy, because if you know what you know and you really know, I don't feel like, and I feel like it's kind of like, you know that this person would be the perfect match for someone who wants this traditional lifestyle, and you know that every minute they're spending with you is you're wasting their time kind of energy. So, and really, like that, like rip the Band-Aid off. Make sure you know what you know. That it's, you know, let's clarify this. Actually, I find this to be a very refreshing read, Leo. Like when you actually have put like this thought and energy into it, and you know, considered the options, and realize, like, and especially it would be especially more difficult if it's someone you really care about, and you recognize like anybody would be lucky to have this person if they wanted a traditional lifestyle. Yeah. Okay, let's clarify with my oracle. My oracle is not judgmental. So it's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I'm an artist, so I did 64 paintings. I started them in 2007. Oh, here's the one that wants to come out. And I wanted to do the 2020. Or I mean, I did the last one in 2020. And now I'm bringing or I want to print it out, but I'm working on the book that goes with it. In the description box below, I will have the cards that, as they come up here, the numbers on the cards represent The paintings in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com, TAILS. And once I have the information that I feel like, okay, it's complete, then I'm going to write it up and bring the deck out. And then we won't have these cards anymore. The card that wanted to come out here is Father Figures. So this is about like turning princes into frogs or princesses into frogs kind of energy. Like knowing that this is a really good person. But I feel like it has to do with also timing, that this person is ready for marriage and ready for starting a family and wanting children, and you're not. That's just, it's really good if you're honest with yourself about that. And then the underlying energy from this is like the World card. So this is interesting because when the Fool starts out on his journey in the major arcana, he's at the 0 point, and then the very first card he comes across is the Magician, and then the very last card is the World, and that means you've completed a cycle. And I feel like that's just like you've completed kind of a natural cycle for you, and that's what this energy is saying. I feel like this person is ready to settle down and have a child and wants to get married, and have someone that wants to father children and that kind of energy. And for you, it's been like a cycle of energy, and now it's just, what you know. Like when like I understand, like if you've ever felt that, where you just know what you know, and it doesn't make logical sense really. And most people would look at you like, oh, she's such a beautiful person. Like, are you sure about this? Like, how are you ever going to find someone like that again? And that's not the point. It's like realizing you know what you know. It's actually like a real sign of love to do that for someone, actually, if you can do it in as kind a way as possible. And then this is Gemini energy coming in. It's almost like that, kindergarten age is Gemini energy. It's the twins, and it's like one wants to do this, but the other wants to do the opposite. And one day it feels like, oh, it's okay. And that's what I feel like this is energy, why it's sitting on here. Gemini energy, a lot of times people that are in Gemini energy, or from in that sign, they can be accused of like doing a 180 or even a 360, like in seconds. Like 1 minute they're this way and the next minute they're another. And so that's the energy I feel. And that's kind of what you're experiencing right now. That's why you have a boot and a shoe on kind of energy. And then we have disruption. Yeah, what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. And that's the energy. Also, I want to make it clear that when my horoscope signs come out, I'm not saying that this is a Gemini or you're a Gemini, and because this is a reading for Leo. But this is just talking about the state of being of this energy, the Gemini energy, and the sort of the stage of life. And it's kind of like that. I feel like you never ever felt this strongly about someone before. So you thought, oh, this is it. But now you're learning, oh, it's not it. And it's not, it's just like, that's just how it is. So this is talking about manifesting what you want and just recognizing this isn't it. It's using your intuition. So, not just logically looking at it, but you have to go, like, especially when it comes to love, you have to go with what you feel more than logic. And then we have the Chariot. Well, logic's important as well, but in this case, I mean, you've logically looked at it all, and you've been clearly been figuring out what you need to do, and so you have to if you're what this isn't going to work, so don't drag it out. And this is get moving, like the Chariot's moving. And this is, it's not going to benefit anyone for you to drag it out if that's the energy that you're in. And then we also have this Cancer energy coming in. So the moon is amplifying this energy, and especially because it's the Leo energy, and you are a Leo wanting to express yourself and be on these adventures in that. And the full moon energy sometimes because the full moon actually does rule, or the moon rules the Cancer energy. And so that Cancer energy comes out in a lot of people where it's really emotional, and it's kind of like, really up and down kind of energy. So, just, I feel like if you're going to do this, doing it on the full moon isn't the best time to do it, but it's a good time to go inward and use your intuition, because any emotions are going to be super heightened during the full moon. And then we have the ego. So like a bat out of hell, your ego, it's kind of talking about, we all have to have an ego. And our ego kind of tells us this is what you want in life, and what, who you are, that kind of energy. And I feel like you know who you are. Like you've learned this now, and this isn't it. This is your commitment in your this position in this chart, like in this spread, is your marriage, your partnerships, your commitments to, serious commitments. And it just doesn't, it's that that's not what you want. You just know, not at this time. And then there's a lack of awareness around it. So just like not wanting to see it at first, but now you can see it. And hey, if I still get that this is someone you have a lot of respect for, you really care about them, and you don't want to hurt them, and you do love them, but you're just not in this way, right? And Capricorn energy, yeah, possibilities and challenges, and this is sitting on, like your new learning in that. And I just feel like you're being responsible if you really feel this way, to address it, and not like by text. You know what I mean? Who was that? There was a movie star that, I think it was Russell Brand, and he, says like it was a terrible thing to do, but at the time he was in the right state of mind, and he actually told his wife, and I think it was Katy Perry, that he wanted a divorce by text. Like, can you imagine? So I'm not laughing, but I mean, it's not funny, but it is kind of like, oh, it's so ridiculous. So this, that's not what you want to be doing. You want to be responsible, right? And so dissension, yeah. And I just feel like it's just these. There's a lot of elements that you just know aren't going to work. It's just the way it is. And I even get you wish it was different in some ways, but now that you've admitted it to yourself, it's kind of like you have to deal with it. What's the underlying energy on the Magician? Yeah, a shooting star. So this is talking about, and that's the energy that's here. This is something that you always thought you wanted to have. And like if you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it. And it's kind of like, don't lose, like if you're losing your focus on who you are and what you really want, it's important that you address it now. Look at that's at the beginning here, and the shooting star energy is about wishing for what you really want in life. And it's sitting on this energetic upgrade, on this energy here. And then this reading is ending here. And this is also your spiritual needs coming up, like not just what you need in everyday life. And we have the Sagittarius energy here. So this is really wanting more adventure. That's like you're not ready to settle down, and they are. And you don't even know when and if you might, like you realize like, okay, I've tried this domestic thing now, and now I want to go explore some more. And I commend you for being honest with yourself first and foremost, and then being honest with this other person, because if they are a really good person, that's what they deserve from you. So I hope that you got something out of this reading. Please do like and comment if you have, and consider subscribing to the channel if it resonates with you. And I will be back with another reading. I think I'm going to do a Valentine's Day reading, but you may not be interested in that one. You might be out on an adventure on your own by then. Bye for now, Leo. Okay.